You are a sneak. You didn't tell me that you had written her.
I wanted it to be a secret. Can't very well have a wedding without a maid of honor. Did Brooke tell you that Edmund's going to be my best man?
No. No, that's great.
Laura, dear, nobody looks better in a tuxedo than Edmund. Well, I think we're getting a little ahead of ourselves here. Jim and I haven't even set a date.
And weren't you going to fix that while I was in New York?
Yes, I was. It was just so hectic. I didn't even get a chance to look at a calendar. So, when did you get back?
Just now. Oh, I cabbed it straight from the airport. Didn't even stop to drop off my stuff. Laura, you look terrific. Boston's good?
Yeah, Boston's great.
I can't tell you how much I appreciate you tearing yourself away. It means so much to your mother and to me that you're here. And I think that Phoebe will back me up on this. Your mother has been nothing but a bundle of pre-wedding nerves.
Who can blame her? I mean, you know, Brooke's just really excited about the wedding, and she wants everything to be perfect. So,
what were you ladies doing with your heads together when I came in? Solving world hunger? Patching up the ozone layer? You look pretty intense. Is there a problem that I can help you with?
The problem, Jim Thomason, is you. I think what my Aunt Phoebe is trying to say
I can
that...
speak for myself, dear. You interrupted a very serious discussion about the wedding plans.
Oh. I'm sorry. It's one of those keep the information away from the groom things. I get it.
Like wedding dresses?
Flowers.
A photographer. We haven't even talked about a photographer. You know, what about that guy? The guy that you just did a photo shoot with in New York?
Oh, Jerome? Oh, he's kind of a throwback to the Warhol era, which is it's cool if you like numbered lithos, but it's not good for wedding photos. Have you given any thought to having the wedding and the reception here?
No, actually I hadn't. You know, but now that you mention it, I think it's a great idea.
Yeah,
great.
Yeah. You know, we could put the minister right over here, and that way you could make a grand entrance down the staircase.
Oh, just the thought of it makes me shiver.
Well, what about music? I mean, have you guys thought, do you want a live band or a DJ?
Well, Brooke and I talked about this a little bit. What are your thoughts?
Depends on what kind of sound you're going for.
Well, I like the old standards. Ella, Tony Bennett, The Velvet Fog. Hey, bride, come here a minute. I need some input.
Uh-huh.
When we tell them to play our song, what song will they play?
We don't have a song. I don't think we've ever danced together.
Well, we'll just have to fix that now, won't we?
I feel very silly. No, really, you know what? I want our first real dance together to be on our wedding day. When we're husband and wife.
I don't think that that's silly at all. I think it's quite sweet. I mean, life gets awfully boring if you don't have something to look forward to.
I can't imagine life with you ever being boring. But you know what? I'm going to hustle you right out of here because you're going to have to find some other means of entertaining yourself.
Oh.
Because the women in this house are going to talk about a wedding.
All right, you're the boss. But listen, before I leave, have you heard from Edmund? I really need to talk to him about his best man duties.
He called me. He's still on assignment from Tempo.
Oh. Oh, well, at least he's okay.
I never doubted it for a minute.
Laura, Phoebe, see you girls later. Maybe we can grab some time alone.
Call me.
I love you.
Man, I thought he would never leave.
Oh, how I would love to run him over with this wheelchair.
Honey, listen to me. It's clear that you know something about Jim Thomason that we don't. And a man's life is hanging in the balance here. You have to tell us what it is. Mario is still in a coma, and the prognosis isn't good. And thanks to Jim, Haley is trapped in limbo. She's not a widow, she's not a wife. And the body count keeps rising. And we have to make it stop. And you can help us do that, honey. You can, all right? I want you to tell me everything about Jim, dating back from New York. I know that you lived in the same welfare hotel, but you said that you never really got a chance to know him. Is that true, Laura? Honey, you're not honor-bound to keep that monster's secrets.
Excuse me, ladies, but I'm going out to the kitchen and start getting the tea things ready. You go ahead and talk.
Listen, Mom, you've got to believe me. I never wanted anybody to get hurt.
Shh. I don't want you to take any blame for this, all right? Jim fooled us all.
I know, but I just still don't see how stuff that happened such a long time ago can help anybody now.
Laura, at this point, we can't afford to overlook anything that might help us find Edmund. Please, please talk to me. Time is running out. I want you to tell me about New York. Tell me about New York. Don't leave anything out.
I will. I still don't see how it's going to help Edmund. My mom was so sick. And I had to have money to take care of her, and I had nobody to turn to for help. I mean, I was completely bottomed out. I was totally desperate. I got an offer to do some modeling, and I figured something extra might be required, but all I could think about was helping my mother, so I said okay. And when I showed up at the studio, there was a guy there already, Ricky. He was half-dressed, was doing coke to get in the mood, I guess. And I was totally freaked out. The photographer, he tried to get me to relax, you know. He offered me some wine, a joint, which I didn't take. And finally, he said if I didn't need the money that bad, he would just get somebody else. So I had to just do it.
Wait a minute now. You said that it was Ricky calling the shots here, right? So, how does Jim come into this story?
Mom, I lied when I told you Ricky took those photos. The man behind the camera was Jim.
Jim.
I'm sorry.
Those horrible porn shots. Jim was on the other end of the camera. Honey, you said Ricky.
I know.
You said Ricky.
I know that Ricky used a timer. There was no timer. Only Jim.
Why?
Money.
No, I mean, why
My
didn't...
mom was sick. I needed the cash, and Jim raked it in selling smutty pictures, but I didn't know how bad until the day I showed up to pose.
Why didn't you tell me, Laura?
Oh, he saved your life. And Maddie's? I mean, after the plane crash, he was like your rock.
Honey, if I had known...
Well, everybody kept saying what a hero he was.
But you knew different. Why didn't you speak up?
Well, I didn't know that he was going to be here forever. I mean, the thing with you, it happened so fast. I mean, one minute Jim was just passing through town, and the next...
Honey, why did you protect him?
I wasn't.
Laura.
I wasn't protecting him. I was protecting myself.
From what?
I couldn't finding out.
Honey, listen to me. After those pictures surfaced, after we finally got you back home, why didn't
we? I mean, Jim found me. He got me away from Ricky, and I thought maybe that meant he was telling the truth when he said he changed.
But honey, even then he was hiding the facts. His connection to Ricky. To you. Honey, he was still living a lie.
And I wasn't.
Oh, Laura, no, you weren't. No, you never hurt anybody.
You don't hate me?
I hate what Jim did to you. Why did you feel that you had to cover for him?
Jim said I lucked into this, like, shiny new life. And why shouldn't he have the same shot?
Are you saying that he made you feel sorry for him?
Sorry? More like afraid.
He threatened you?
If I made it to a better place, that meant he could too. And it became like either we both made it, or we both went down for the count. I mean, does that make sense?
You identified with the heartless creep who exploited you when you were a child. Laura, he never deserved it. Not your silence or your pity. Not even the benefit of a doubt. Listen to me and understand. Jim Thomason has no soul.
We're ready to marry Jim, and I didn't lift a finger to save you.
You thought he had changed.
I had my head in the sand.
Obviously, I did too, Laura. I mean, I desperately needed what I thought Jim appeared to have.
He's really good at that. He makes you think that he's there, that you should open up when you really should be beating a path for the door.
Honey, you were 15 years old. I was an experienced woman.
It's not like I was so naive. I mean, the way we lived, how could I be? Just that he's got this
evil gift.
It's like you look into his eyes and your mind is just gone. I mean, come on, Laura, just to open up just the top couple buttons on the blouse. Oh yeah, that's really good. Just give me a little shoulder, a little more skin. Yeah, that's beautiful. And then pretty soon the blouse should go.
Is that how it was?
I can't pinpoint the moment, but it's like 1 minute I was fine, and then like that my life was just over.
Did he touch you, Laura?
That was mostly Ricky.
You were all alone. And your mother was sick and you had nobody to help you work it through.
My mother.
Your mother would be so proud of you. Because you're strong and you're brave and resilient. I'm sure she's looking down on you now, thinking that...
How could you do this to me?
Honey, you were 15 years old, and you coped as best as you could, and I know that your mother understood why you did what you did.
I destroyed us. I did. You don't know.
What don't I know? Laura, please, whatever it is, please tell me. There's more, isn't there? There's more. Honey, I have to know.